start it.
You started it?
Heroes from a different era were laid to rest in Dallas this week. The heroes, a pilot and his navigator, were shot down over Vietnam on November 12, 1969. Fox 26's Ford Atkinson talked with one of the children of the navigator. Wow, Ford, what a story.
Yeah, Dominique, you know, it took more than 4 decades for the remains of Colonel James Denneny and Major Robert Tucci to be found and recovered in Vietnam and then returned to their families in this country. Denneny, the navigator, left behind 7 children, including James Jr. He lives in Humboldt, and I talked with him about growing up without his dad. Your dad was finally buried 41 years after he died in a military ceremony in Dallas. Did you ever think that would come to pass?
Never. I never thought that would happen.
Give me a sense of what that was like.
Very respectable, dignified.
What is your last memory of him in person?
My last time I saw my father, my mom told me to tell him that I would take care of the family. I must have been 7.
What was it like growing up without your dad, not knowing for sure exactly what had happened?
You talk about not having the proper guidance and direction. Nobody can love you like your father. You know, it's just very confusing. And then the times, you know, the hippie movement, everything's going on. People are disrespecting the returning vets. I don't know how my mom could have endured this whole having to raise 7 kids by herself, and then the man that she. I mean, if you look at her wedding photo, they were such a couple that was a match made in heaven.
When did you find out that indeed he was coming home and you were going to be able to bury him here in Texas?
It was right before the holidays. A nice surprise, to say the least. It's closure.
Is it really?
Yeah. Yes, sir. It is.
Because that word is used a lot, and people say there's never any closure. But in this case, you think there really is?
Closure is imminent.
The remains of Colonel Denneny and Major Tucci were buried in the same casket at the Dallas-Fort Worth National Cemetery on Friday. Sadly, Dominique, the colonel's wife, who raised his 7 children, didn't live to see his remains returned home.